Just as I hit the record button, I hear screaming, like blood curdling screaming in the back.
It's just reality, man.
There's my wife. Oh, there she is. All right, guys, I'm here with Aaron Cropper, one of the most creative people you will ever meet. Somebody that I lovingly, affectionately call my vid bro. So
Vid
Aaron,
bro.
Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Thanks so much, Joey, for having me on, man. This is awesome.
You are Aaron Cropper. Tell us about you.
Yes, I am Aaron Cropper. I am the owner of Buckeye Sky Media. So I do video photography for a number of different people. Right now, it's mostly real estate agents. So I do a ton of real estate photography video. I do a lot of aerial video as well. So I do a mixed bag of stuff, pretty much.
How'd you get into it?
My background, man, I'm an IT nerd, which is kind of funny that I fell into this creative path. But no, yeah, I got a drone for Christmas 3.5 years ago, and I just started dabbling in photography and really bad video that I was getting out of this $25 drone. My first was it was like a $25 toy drone that as soon as you launch it, it would just take off. Right, you have to go chase it down the neighborhood. Yeah, it was, and you'd take photos, but you wouldn't be able to see what you're shooting. So like you'd come back and you'd upload them, and it'd be like a picture of the grass or something.
All right.
So that was my intro to photography. It was really hard to try to get anything good out of it, but
you're an expert too when it comes to all real estate listing videos, right? So what was that transition like, going from playing with the drone, having an IT background, starting to play with drones, that next level? Now you're all of a sudden shooting listing videos in real estate, right? That's how it happens, just like that. But how did it happen?
Man, it's a really slow process, to be honest. It's not like I just got a drone and started, making videos that were even worth any money at all. They were so bad. So, I mean, I guess just like a lot of people, just a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of how-to videos on how to get the best image out of your drone. I think that's what separates a lot of good aerial videographers, is if you can fly the thing, as opposed to someone that just gets a drone and starts, getting some jerky video.
What drives you more nuts when you're watching some drone video than the herky jerk? The up, down, come on.
That instantly kills the clip, in my opinion. So yeah,
you gotta cut it.
You gotta cut it, man.
I know that you and I both married, a son and a daughter. Older son, your son's name's Samuel, right?
Samuel, yep.
And Rosie. Keisha Cropper, that's like a superhero name.
It is.
All moms are superheroes. We know this. Almost sounds like a Clark Kent, like she's got a superhero identity that we don't know about. Obviously, we both love cameras. We actually shoot on very similar, if not almost identical cameras for almost the entirety of our careers. You and I are shooting on pretty similar equipment. We both have creative brothers. Your brother's a photographer, right?
Yep, John Cropper. He was a really big photographer and videographer for Rogue. Now he works for. He's the lead of their creative team at Nationwide.
Was he a strong influence in your creative life?
For sure, yeah. He's definitely someone that I looked up to when I was getting into photography. Had a lot of questions for him. Still have a lot of questions for him. He's really good at what he does.
Yeah, my brother Jake is a cinematographer on the East Coast. So
I didn't know that.
I've learned. Yeah.
Man, Muay Thai is so cardio intensive. As you know, if you've done it, I mean, you have to have
the best
really
workout,
cardio.
baby. That's the best workout you can get. And then you have a music background, right?
Yeah, I was a drummer for many years in a lot of crappy punk bands. What did you play?
I play guitar and sing. We owe a decent amount of our success in the real estate industry to Real Producers Magazine as well. I know you and I both been involved for quite some time with first Bobby Wright, now Katie Milgate with Real Producers. So huge props to Real Producers Magazine. And another similarity you and I have, we both have strong connections with World Class Title, our friends at World Class.
Oh yeah, man. I have so much love for everybody at World Class Title.
All right. We're going to hit you with some rapid fire questions now, Crop.
Let's go.
All right, buddy. Favorite board game?
Risk.
Oh man, what a classic! I love Risk, dude. Great choice.
If you have like 2 weeks to play.
That's right. But it's worth it. It's worth it all the way to the end if you're competitive. All right. When are you most inspired?
Early mornings when I get most of my creative stuff done for sure.
Favorite beverage?
Beer. I'll go with Hoof-Hearted $120 nachos. This isn't from today, by the way, but this is from a couple nights ago, which is still on my desk.
All right. And where we go from there, I can't top. So something that you will not be doing in 10 years from now. You know, what do you see yourself not doing in 10 years that you're doing now?
In 10 years, I will not be doing almost everything from start to finish by myself. Yeah, I will have a team. Absolutely. Yeah.
We touched on a little bit. How do you start your day?
How do I start my day? I get up, make coffee, have a little bit of breakfast, maybe sit out on the back gazebo, wake up a little bit, and then jump right into work.
Favorite dessert?
Ice cream, cookies, cream, ice cream.
What's your favorite ice cream place around town?
I like Grater's a lot.
What's a city you wish you could visit, haven't visited yet?
Toronto.
Awesome.
Yeah,
you like
Toronto.
Canada, eh?
I like Canada, eh? So friendly.
Favorite meal for dinner?
Indian food.
Indian
lamb
food.
sog.
Okay, good.
Lamb sog.
Okay. What is your best quality?
I
know there are a lot. Calm down. Slow down. Think about.
I guess honesty. I'm not going to BS you.
Who do you turn to when you're sad? I'm going to get real close to the camera. Who do you turn to when you're sad?
Probably my friends, man. Yeah, I have a really good core group of friends that I talk to every day on a daily basis. Maybe not on the phone, but you know, on Facebook. And of course, my wife, Keisha.
Are you a crier?
Am I a crier? Not really a crier. Yeah, I'll cry on like a good movie. Yeah. So maybe I am a crier. Like a touchy moment in a movie, I'll cry. Or I've cried in a commercial.
And last thing I'll hit you with: name one thing that you have learned the hard way.
Make sure you hit the record button before you shoot something that's very important.
Let me look. Yeah, I hit record. Okay, I started.
Yeah. Right. Make sure your video.
You don't have to do it all the way over. All right. Well, thank you so much for rapid fire. Got to know a lot more about crop there. So creative concepts. I'm super curious to get your opinion on creative concepts and how you deal with clients, because a lot of clients are afraid of being on camera. They feel like there's some judgment that happens. Of course, there's judgment. I mean, anytime you're on camera and people are watching you, people are going to be judging you for better or worse. But if you're an agent of the public, every real estate agent is, it's so critically important to put your face out there. What do you tell your clients when you're working with clients that may be a little apprehensive about getting on camera?
I just work with them to get it to where they're comfortable. So basically just let them know, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect the first time. We can work on it. I'm good at editing as well. You know, we could cut it and, you know, mesh together certain parts, and just try to make them feel comfortable that, you know, not everybody's perfect at doing it, and not everybody's comfortable at doing it either. I think I have maybe one or two clients that feel really comfortable in front of the camera, and every time we're just like, yeah, let's go, you know.
Oh, I can guess one of those for sure. I bet Mary
for sure
is one.
Mary.
Mary rocks it, man. What is your creative process? I know for me, in the beginning, it was very opportunistic. It was show up. I don't really know where the light's going to be that time of day. I don't know. You know, a lot of things are just, I get there and you assess the situation when you get there. But obviously the better you get, and that's very much editing for your shoot. So like you go shoot it, and then whatever you're left with, that's what you edit. But now it's very much different, where you and I both, I'm sure you'll agree, you're shooting for your edit. So you have that end project already in your mind, what you want it to look like, and you're shooting to get that end project done that you had in your mind. So what is your creative process when contracted to shoot a listing video?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I would do is when they give you, as soon as they give me the address, I like to look it on the map and just, like you said, figure out when the light's going to be hitting the front of the house, what direction is it facing, and all that is super important when you're first planning, like what time of day to shoot it. So yeah, that definitely goes into my creative process. And then when I show up for the shoot, I'm looking at, obviously when I'm in the house, I'm looking at all the details in the house that if I was a buyer coming into this house, where's my eye gonna look at first? So am I gonna look at that archway over there? Am I gonna look at the huge glass windows, with light pouring down? That's when I go in to shoot, I'm taking note of all those things. So then I'm kind of making a mental checklist in my head. So I'm going in there with my camera and I'm bang, 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 getting all these little details that if I was a buyer or someone interesting, what would I be looking at? When I do drone, I have the specific shots that I know that I need to get, like an establishing shot from above to kind of show the area, and then obviously some shots around, like floating around the house out the outside to kind of show the exterior. I have all these shots in my head that I need to get, and I already know kind of what order I'm going to lay them out in the timeline and all that stuff when I'm shooting. So it makes the shoot a lot faster. It makes the shots a lot better because you know what in your head, what you want to shoot. So as opposed to when we first started, I'd just show up and just fly the drone around or just take the camera around the house and not really, and then come back home and hopefully I have enough good pieces to put together a semi-decent video. So no, yeah, you have to have some kind of plan in your head. You have to kind of know what your edit's going to be while you're shooting.
How would you describe your style to those who may not have seen any of your videos before?
Probably, I mean, I'd say dramatic, cinematic. I think my videos are a little more, like, especially the music is a little more cinematic, dramatic. It's not as a lot as poppy. There's a lot of some styles is a lot more pop. I don't know. How would you describe it, Joey?
I describe your videos as having a folk wedding. You have a drive. Well, anytime you have a drive. So my focus is a little bit more, I guess, hip hop, pop hip hop. All it comes down to for me is having a good beat. So I know how to syncopate my clips. Like I know where to cut. I emphasize, as you do as well, but emphasizing making my cuts on beat.
Sure.
So I know as long as I have a good beat per minute, then I know like what the pace of the video is going to be. Mine are a little bit faster, I think, than yours. I think you draw from your to me you draw from your wedding videography experience as well. It's more heartfelt, I think, are your videos. Either way, I would certainly describe either of our styles to be experiential, to really feel like you're in the home and to feel like my attention will never stray. And that's really, I mean, if you're making a video, almost any video, but certainly a listing video, you don't want to lose people. You want to keep them engaged the whole time. And you do a phenomenal job, probably better than anybody, at least in Central Ohio, of paying the right amount of attention to the right kind of details in a home. And I would say, dude, your eye for detail is probably greater than the vast majority of prospective buyers that walk into a home, and they might see this little nuance or that little beam of light or that. But obviously, to have an artistic eye and to capture it in a way that is so interesting, it's not like you're just shooting it. You're shooting it very interestingly. The way that you move the camera, it's very deliberate. And it's really engaging. There's a lot of diversity to your shots as well. It's not just walk in, walk in, walk in. Some folks that got that slider and they're just sliding, right? And so that's all good too. I think you and I have so much in common. Our styles are very different, but at the same time, I think we're paying attention to the similar elements that are happening inside the home.
Absolutely.
Your favorite types of and you don't have to put anybody on the spot, but what are your favorite types of projects to shoot? You can even say your personal stuff.
Man, when I first started getting into videos, it was mostly filming my kids, my family, putting together little fun family videos. But I honestly haven't done that in a long time, just because I'm so busy shooting real estate video. And honestly, I hate to say it, but at the end of the day, sometimes it feels like videos work right now because I feel like I'm burnt out. You know, honestly, my favorite things to shoot, probably family films. I guess I need to go out and do some more family films. That is my favorite thing, and I'm not doing it.
Oh God, that feels so good to capture that again. That I want to do this again and again. Capture the kids doing whatever the kids do.
Yeah, man, there's so many moments too. Like yesterday, my little daughter's out there in her American flag dress chasing bubbles around. I'm like, that would be an amazing shot right there, you know, like the way the sunlight's bouncing off her blonde hair, I could have got some awesome shots and some good memories. So
camera gear, we talked about it very, very briefly earlier. Let's just briefly talk about what you work with.
So I'm all Sony right now. I have a Sony a7 III. It's a full frame camera. And I have a backup camera, so it's a6500, Sony a6500, which I rarely use. And then, I use everything from wide lenses to tight lenses. Like the detail shots in the house are mostly a 24 to 75 Tamron. So, and a lot of times I'll crank it all the way up to 75 to kind of get the bulk up, whatever you call
it.
Shallow depth of field. Yeah. What about you? I know you just switched to the A7, didn't you?
Yeah. Had I did a twin set, the A7R2 and the A7S2, one little photo heavy, one little video heavy. So obviously I'm shooting pictures. I'd go my R2, switch over to video, and I don't have to change any settings, which is nice. Just go right over to the S2. Different now. I've joined your team. I'm on A7 III team. And awesome. Swapped out both those cameras to be a7 III and then the Sony a6400. We talked about DJI drones. You and I both have Xeon gimbals. And then you just got a 3D camera recently.
Yeah, I got the Theta V.
I assume 3D stuff's going to be around for a long time, and that Matterport is going to lead that. So we talked about hardware. Let's quickly go over software programs that you use.
For all my editing, I'm all Adobe. So I'm Adobe Premiere Pro for video editing. And then for photos, it's Lightroom and Photoshop. Yeah, I know you're a Final Cut guy, aren't you?
Yeah, Final Cut and Apple Motion.
And then I do all my audio is in Adobe Audition.
Closing on this, give us some tips for agents that want to create some of their own content. They can do it themselves, do it at home, but you've had enough experience with agents. You know most of the hurdles that agents run into. If they're going to DIY a video project, what's the best way to get it done?
You can do it as easily as just getting a gimbal with your phone, an iPhone. Put an iPhone on a gimbal. You can invest in some really cheap, inexpensive, I guess I shouldn't say cheap, but inexpensive lav mics if you want to get better audio. Just like you said, I've heard you say, just do it, just get out there and try it, do it. You're gonna, the videos are gonna suck at first, but the more you do, the more you're gonna learn and you'll get better at it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
It's all about the journey to better. Well, thank you, Cropper. Appreciate you, sir. You've been a lot of fun. Yeah, buddy. And if anybody wants to check out Aaron Cropper, it's Buckeye Sky Media. Aaron is the absolute best in Central Ohio at creating really, as he said, dramatic, cinematic listing videos. But not just that, Crop does an amazing job with your brand videos as well, promotional videos, whether you're in real estate or not. He's definitely done a lot of work outside of real estate as well. So check out Aaron Cropper, BuckeyeSkyMedia.com. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate you, brother.
Talk to you soon. All right. Did I get your address right? Your web address?
You said BuckeyeSkyMedia.com?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, sweet. I actually had no idea. I just I threw that out there.
I actually had no idea.
Sounds like it.